fighting, right? It's gonna be hard for me to turn my hip without moving my shoulder first. So when I'm here, if I find myself starting to get pushed back, I'm going to pull my shoulder back behind me and then shift my hips. So a little bit easier for you. With this frame here too, I don't wanna reach super far away. Coach Tyler wants to grab a hold of my my lapel. He's gonna, I mean, if I'm reaching here, he's just gonna go around it, right? You're probably finding yourself in this position here where you're reaching, and it's awkward for you to control, right? So I'm here, I'm just ready to block this thing. So now Tyler tries to reach, he's reaching towards my head and my lapel. I don't have to go out and try to reach him with just my hands here, right? I could block with my whole forearm as my partner's coming up. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna introduce getting up to our underhook. So here we're gonna talk about the posting principle. So it's better for me to be on my shoulder than to be flat on my back. It's better for me to be on my elbow than it is to be on my shoulder. It's better for me to be on my hand than it is for me to be on my elbow. Because this gives me a lot more movement with my hips. It's easier, I'm stronger, I could post. And then as we go down, my hip movement gets a little bit more difficult to do. When I'm on my shoulder, I'm here, and then when I'm on my back, my hip movement's virtually non-existent. So what we're gonna do here is we're gonna kick up to our underhook. So I like to throw the palm of my hand against my thigh, pinky up, thumb down. So when I'm here, I do kind of a lazy setup. So I push my partner, I kick forward, and then I post my hand onto the mat. So it looks like this, so I push, and I reach. So when I say go for our underhook, I wanna go for a long underhook, okay? Or a seat belt. I wanna avoid going short underhook here because this is easy for Tyler to Americana me if he just pulls back and comes forward. Yeah. And like this underhook works, but it doesn't really work great for half guard. So I wanna come deep across. Now, my partner, I can go towards his back because he's draped over, right? So when my partner's draped over, I can easily unhook, turn, and shuck to go towards his back. But for today, we're gonna be talking about sweeps specifically. So for this, my partner is going to defend it by throwing in a whizzer or an overhook over my arm. So now when I try to come up to do this thing, my arm is stuck, right? I have to then limp arm out and attempt to beat Tyler in a scramble, which is probably not gonna happen. So when I'm here, my partner has one of two responses. Either he's going to push towards me or he's going to pull away from me and put his weight directly down. So for this first instance, my partner is gonna push into me. When he pushes, I'm gonna dive, I'm gonna turn, okay? When my back is flat, I have an option. I could either ride my partner's legs on top, wait for 3 seconds to score 2 points. Then from here, I kick free, and I pass the guard for 3, okay? The advantage to this is, staying in, is it scores me an extra 3 points. But, again, if I ever hit this on Tyler, I'm going to just bypass his guard altogether because I don't want to fight someone's guard, right? If I'm not confident that I want to be able to easily pass this guard or set someone up in a position to have what's called a false guard, I'm just going to go by it. So I kick up, partner whizzers, I dive, and I kick my leg straight to come off of my partner's leg. When I come up, I only score the 2 points for the sweep because I bypassed my partner's guard. I never gave him the chance to make a guard, okay? So depending on the rule set, what it is that you personally like, how much better this guy, the guard player, is compared to you, or if leg locks are involved, I may or may not stay inside of the guard. So for this next drill, what we're gonna do is we're gonna kick up to our underhook. Partner is going to push into us. The moment I feel my partner push, that's my cue to dive underneath. I don't want my partner to push and push and wait forever. I wanna get sensitive to recognizing when people are pushing into me so then I could just dive underneath.